So, do you need to get a retirement visa before you come to the Philippines?
No.
No, you don't. This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
𝐷𝐐𝐻 from Hobo Venture.
And we wanted to tell you we're in the Philippines, and we wanted to tell you about our experience here. So we got here in, was it March?
We got here on February 7, I think.
7th, yeah. And 150 countries around the world. There's only, 30 that are treated what I think is poorly. And there's a list, there's a link you can click on the web page. But at most of the countries, when you come here, they give you a 30-day on arrival.
Yes.
And then after you've been here 30 days, you can extend for 29 days.
Yes. I tried doing,
And you pay, I think you just told me, 3,000 peso?
3,030 peso is for express.
Oh, was that express?
That's express.
Okay. Do you remember how much the express part of it was?
1,000.
Ooh. So it's 50 to 1, so it's per person is $60 for express.
50 to is 1,000 peso. It means it's $20.
Right. So 3,000 pesos is 60.
Yes.
But if you don't get express, it's only
2,000.
$40.
Yeah, about $40.
And they give it back to you in a week
Yes.
without express, or same day with express?
It's without express. You will get back the passport in a week.
Right. So we were in Davao where we landed, and we wanted our passport right away, so we paid extra.
Actually, they never ask. They just like, and then, pay the money, 3,000 something. You can get your passport already. I see. That's why we express.
And I think we checked the box express though. That's why they.
I think yes. I think we checked express also.
So that got us. Now we're there roughly 60 days, 2 months, let's say.
Yeah.
And then we went. We stopped in a couple of places. We're touring around the Philippines, and then around the 2-month period when we were expiring, we decided to get. We heard we could get another extension, and we heard that we had to get this tourist card, an alien registration card.
Yes.
Plus, we could get anywhere from 2 to 6 month extension, which we did. So we paid $6,000 for both of us. We could have paid $4,000 for both of us for the first extension for 29 days. How much did we pay for the next extension and alien registration card?
I have to see from here. Which we pay about 6,600 per person
for 2 months.
Including the $50 is the tourist card.
The alien registration card.
Yeah, alien registration.
Which we haven't picked up yet. So really it's running around, the first extension could have been 2,000, but we paid 3.
Yes.
And the second extension is 3,000 per month for 2 months, or 6,600 per person.
6,600 per person for 2 months, including the alien card.
Which is $120 US.
Yes, because the alien card, it costs $50, 50.
Right.
Yes.
And we could have gotten 6 months, from what I read online and others have told me. You can get up to 6 months every time you extend. And you can just, we asked our neighbor, and he said you just keep paying that. You can keep paying that.
And you still remember once of the guy who stayed in this place before?
Yeah.
Just left?
Yeah.
He never paid it.
He would just pay a fee. He just pays a penalty on exit, he said.
When he exit the airport, he just paid the penalty.
Just pay a penalty,
and he's still coming back.
And he just keeps coming back, yeah. So we read online that some people do a visa run once a year before the end of the first year, and then before the end of each year. But we know people who haven't done that. They have stayed past the year and they just keep paying that same extension fee. Now, I'm not saying you can do that. I'm just telling you what people have told us. Everyone we asked seemed to have a different answer. So it's not the most organized, and honestly, online it's not really that easy to understand. But I'm putting links below where you can see it. There's a really good web page that shows you pictures of all of the extensions and the different kinds of visas you can get. So
Plus that each immigration office have a different kind of term.
Yeah.
So remember that when we met in Cambodia, he went to CDO, Kagaya de Oro, make extensions for 4 months after the first extension of the visa. But online they tell you you only can be extended before your visa expired, a week before your visa expired.
Right.
Yes. So everyone have a different answer, and every immigration have a different answer. But I can tell you what, Davao, CDO, these two places is the best place for you to extend your visa. They are very friendly.
Right. But we didn't have any trouble here either. We're in 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐷𝐸.
𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐷𝐸 is very friendly also. They are just follow the rules, like what you read online. That's, you cannot apply the visa. We try to apply the visa a month before. They are not allowed. They say you have to come back when you have less than a week, then you only can come apply the visa.
Yeah. So I think there's a principle here that we found to be the case all over Southeast Asia, and that's that you're probably if you're from a country like Germany or Malaysia or America or Canada, there's set rules and everybody follows them. The government follows it, and there's not really any question or confusion. And this isn't true all the time in those places, but as the general concept. But when you come somewhere like the Philippines, you start meeting the expats around here. You go to the expat Facebook pages, you ask questions, you find different ways to do things, and you'll find that you don't really need to ever get the retirement visa. And the reason I mention that to you is, if you click some of the links and read about the retirement visa, you'll see it has a few benefits, not too much really, in my opinion, but you have to put up a $10,000 to $15,000 deposit. Even the amount of the deposit, you'll see different comments about that online and even on web pages. So, and maybe you don't want to have $15,000 tied up in a Philo bank account.
Maybe you don't want to be staying in a place for forever.
Yeah, if you're just coming here and you're doing an investigative exploration, which I always recommend to people, you don't want to, before you leave your home country, try to get a visa where you're putting money in a foreign bank account. And so I wanted to, at the end here, I'll give you some main points about why I don't think you should get a retirement visa. But I want to just give you some more background about, we've been in Asia now, Southeast Asia in particular, it seems like about 1.5 years of this go, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now 𝐶𝐒 is from Malaysia, so she doesn't need a visa in her country, but when I go there, they stamp my passport with a 90-day
3-month
with
visa.
no questions. I mean, no return flights. They don't ask where I stay.
That's why I start with him. He coming every month.
Yeah, and it's nice not having to deal with that. So you go into Malaysia, you bop around for 90 days, and then maybe I'll fly to Thailand for a month.
Yes.
Now in Thailand now, by the way, I'm talking about pre-coronavirus rules. Right now we're in 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐷𝐸, we're in social distancing, and so I'm not telling you anything about what will happen when this is all over. I'm telling you about the old rules, and which will probably be the new rules once things clear up.
Yeah.
So if you're in, for example, in Malaysia, you got 90 in Malaysia, but you're in Southeast Asia. You're trying to explore and find out what's your favorite country. So you can fly. We've flown from Malaysia to Bangkok before, just for $75 or even 50, haven't we? In that range anyway.
We fly from Penang to Phuket.
Yeah, well, that was a really expensive ticket, but
it's very cheap ticket.
How much was it?
It's $50.
Okay.
Including a luggage and meal.
Yeah, that's really cheap.
And they delay your luggage, and then I got the tickets for free.
Yeah.
Because it will be reclaimed.
She's the best at this kind of stuff. So my point is that if you have to. It used to be you could cross the border from Malaysia and just take a train up, but now about 1 year ago they instituted this rule that you have to fly into Thailand to get the 1 month freebie.
For you?
For me, yeah.
Yes, for Malaysia.
And then you can get a 1 month extension. So you start to see this pattern forming in Southeast Asia. 3 months in Malaysia, you go from fly into for cheap $50. That's really nothing. Can you imagine? and you get a 30-day free visa, and then you can get an extension. I don't remember what it is. It's not expensive though.
It's about $250 or so for a month.
For 1 month? For both of us?
For one person.
No.
What? When we check, I have the thing.
She's gonna check. Okay, we looked it up. It's 1,900 baht for 2 people.
For 1 people.
And how much is it?
$60.
So $60 per person to get a second month. So it's about the same as here.
Yeah.
A little more. So you're bopping around Thailand, checking out, I don't know, whatever. You see our Retire Cheap reports. You can go to any of those places, spend a week or 2 in each, find your paradise in Thailand. And at the end of 2 months, you got to get out of Thailand. So maybe you're going to go to Vietnam next, is what we did. We flew out of Chiang Mai, and we went to Vietnam, and we got a 3-month visa. Again, these are pre-coronavirus rules.
We have to apply it before we.
We got a letter.
Yeah, we need to apply and everything. You can get that link.
Yeah, it's in the Retire Cheap report for the first stop.
You can apply for 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. But 1 year is only to U.S. citizens. Yeah.
But 3 months was enough. We just wanted to spend 3 months and go from north to south in Vietnam, so we did. Oh, and it was a letter we got. It was really cheap, like $25 or something online. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay.
Wait, I check.
$6. You want to check?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she looked it up. So we were in Chiang Mai and we flew to Hanoi.
Yes.
And we got a letter. The letter was $20
per person for 3 months.
Per person. For a 3-month visa. And then when we landed, they wanted was it 50 per person?
No, $25 per person for the stamping fee.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the visa itself was 40, right? Or is that?
The visa itself is 20.
Okay.
Plus 25.
Okay. And then the flight up there from Chiang Mai was like 135 or something like that for both of us.
Yeah, for 2 person, 135.
So you get it. We're in Thailand. We're bopping around for 2 months, and we have to leave. And so we go to Vietnam, and we spend 3 months there. It costs us a couple $100 to get the visa and stamps and everything, and that includes the airfare. And then we start in Hanoi, and we go all the way down to Phu Quoc. It takes us 3 months. And then what do? Hey, let's cross into Cambodia, right? And I think we paid like $20 to get to include the ferry and the agent, and then we had to pay the visa fee.
Yeah, you paid the visa fee. I don't need to pay the visa fee.
That's right, because she's an Asian, Southeast Asian country, and they have a treaty. And I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't much. And we got a 1-month visa. Maybe it's $30, $40 or something like that. So we spent a month in Cambodia. We toured 4 cities there, and then what do? Hey, let's fly back to Bangkok, and we got another 30 days there.
That's much more fun. Like you see the country, but I will be 3 months actually in Vietnam is very short time. We have to pick the time for the certain place. If I want to go back, I think I want to apply like 6-month visa. Then I would see more. Yeah.
So the thing is, so we love Vietnam. Maybe you won't, and maybe in 3 months you'll want to leave, or maybe you'd want to extend. Maybe you'd want to go to Cambodia for a month. Didn't like that. Let's go back to Vietnam. So the important thing I want you to understand here is that don't think in a fixed way. Think in a dynamic way, right? Where you're like, you want to get a feel for Southeast Asia. You want to know what countries you like. And one of them will speak to you. One of them will feel natural. And then what did we do? We went from Thailand back to Malaysia for a few months. Went to visit with family.
Like a month. Then
we flew to the Philippines. Okay, and that's our 1.5 years in Southeast Asia so far. And we're waiting for the coronavirus to end, and then we're going to finish our tour of the Philippines, and then we'll do whatever's next. I don't need to get into that now. But my point is that if I thought, I'm going to fly from Canada or Europe or the U.S., I'm going to go to the Philippines, so I want a retirement visa, that might be a bit premature. You might want to fly into, Bangkok or Kuala Lumpur and do a little bit of touring. Make sure that really the Philippines are your favorite. And then even once you've made that decision, do you have to get a retirement visa? I mean, even if they start enforcing which we're told they don't, but if they started enforcing the rule that once a year you had to fly out and do a visa run, you're probably going to want to see family anyway, or you might want to go to Hong Kong or Bangkok or somewhere, or
definitely every
at least once a year. Take a $100 flight and go somewhere new, right? So and that resets it to $50 a month. You don't have to put 15,000 in the bank. Come on, certainly now you shouldn't do it, and maybe after you've been here a while. And the last thing is, when you're in a place like the Philippines for 6 months, 8 months, a year, you meet there's a lot of expats running around here, and they all have a different way they're doing it. You might hear a better way to do it than buying that retirement visa, even if you decide to do it, or just keep doing what we would do. Well, we have neighbors here that are doing that. I mean, one of our neighbors, he's been in the Philippines for over 3 years now, and I think he said he's left twice. One of them was more than a year, and he hasn't done a visa run within a year during that time. So. The web pages say what they say. I'm not guaranteeing any of that, but I'm just saying, when you're thinking about retiring, you really need to look at a country and not just, don't go to one place. You need to travel around a little bit, which brings up my next point. When we move between cities, sometimes we're only paying like $10 or $15 to take a ferry or to take a minivan or something like that, right? I mean, like, it's not that expensive to get around. And then when you get to a place like this place that we're in, it's a 2-bedroom, beautiful place. We're paying like $13 a night plus utilities and stuff. We'd probably end up being around 15, right? It's not that expensive, right? And they say, you have to pay $20 to move to another city. It doesn't add up. And so don't think fixed. Think more like, I'm going to go on a world adventure. I'm going to see multiple countries. I'm going to see multiple cities, and I'm going to really find out what I love about the world, and then I'm going to decide where I want to retire, right?
Yes. I think when you tour around the country, I think you will not find the one that you love. You will start to love the idea to see around the country.
Yeah, that's what we've fallen in love with. And I think when you're new, you're afraid.
Yeah.
Like you can't do it, or something about the world is weird or different, and you're not, so what, that weirdo on, YouTube's able to tour around the world. I can't do it. My budget's only $1,200 or $1,400. Maybe he can do it, but you might be able to do it. You might surprise yourself. And I mean, we're going to do a budget for 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐷 soon, and you've seen our world travel links. I'll put some links to some of these things where we do budgets on world travel and on country travel and that kind of thing, just so you have an idea. But it might be possible for you. It's, I think, the idea. And I don't think about retirement visas. Don't think about putting money into.
Just think about like 3-month tour around the country.
Have a good time. Yeah.
Have a good time. Then after the 3 months, you will find out that what you want in your life.
And honestly, we're probably going to be in the Philippines for 6 months. We've already been here like 5 months, maybe, whatever it is.
Yeah, almost.
February, too.
Because of the coronavirus, we cannot go
until now. We're May 21st. So, and as soon as they lift it, we're going to start. We have like 10 more cities we want to see in the Philippines.
Oh yeah, a lot of cities.
And we're probably going to average 2 weeks per place. And so that's 20 weeks more at least, which is 5 more months, right? So we're gonna be here close to a year, and maybe by then international flights will open up, and maybe they'll open up before. But then we'll just continue our exploration of the world. So anyway, I don't think you should. Now, I'm not going to get a retirement visa in the Philippines. I'm going to continue to enjoy the world until I totally fall in love with the place. I also, my belief is I'm not going to buy real estate. I have real estate in the U.S., but I'm not going to buy it in a foreign country. When I look at the return on investment, it doesn't make sense. I'll put a link below about that too. You can watch that video. And to me, retirement should be easy peasy, right? It shouldn't be about calling plumbers or when you go to another country, you're worried about a tenant or how do I know what a plumber should charge in Vietnam or in the Philippines? Like if I bought a house.
No, unless you have a local wife. Like each country, you have one wife to take care of your house. Perfect.
And that's another video I'm going to come out with soon too. A wife in each country.
Yeah, a wife in each country. You can buy each country, buy a house in each country. So you don't need to worry about that.
Except when you come back, but she
When
has
you
a
come
new
back.
boyfriend.
That's true. When you come back, he have a. She have
When's
a
he
new-
leave? I'm here now. So, yeah, so I don't know. To me, retirement should be easy peasy. I don't think it should be about worrying about a bunch of stuff you own. I'd say get rid of all your stuff and just take life easy. So, anyway, I'm not getting a retirement visa now. John Boy's too young for one. And I'm going to wait and enjoy the world a little more and keep writing these Retire Cheap reports, telling you about the best places in the world to live and how much it costs to live there. And then later we fall absolutely head over heels in love with one country, and maybe we'll think about getting a condo somewhere or whatever, but it still doesn't make sense to me, honestly. So, any final thoughts?
No.
I think there's 10 or 20 in that noggin of yours.
No.
Yeah, so thanks for listening.
Just enjoy the life.
Enjoy life, huh? Bye.